Question mark? Looks good. Hello everybody. Sorry I missed streaming yesterday. My girlfriend's out of town today and tomorrow, and well, a couple of friends of ours were getting some dinner to celebrate a birthday, so I decided since my girlfriend's gone on Thursday, I'll just stream Thursday instead of that day, since we had other plans and stuff. So I will be streaming tomorrow, which is not normal, not when I usually stream, but I usually have Thursdays off, but instead I took yesterday off, so I think I'll be doing vintage tomorrow, but I'm not positive. But anyway, we are back for some more Legacy Death and Taxes today, and I need to finish updating these deck lists. It's almost the same deck list as I played on Monday, except the one change that I've been discussing for a while, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be doing with my Graveyard Hate, and I've actually swapped it. Let's just pile out all the Graveyard Hate over here. I hate trying to fidget with Moto windows. It's the worst. So I think on Monday I was playing 1 Containment Priest, 2 Rest in Pieces, 1 Surgical, but after talking about it some more, I think I like trying 2 Surgicals instead of, like, going down to 1 fast Graveyard Hate card. I kind of like this configuration a little bit more. Gotta edit this deck list. This one's easy, though, because I can just push the plus and the minus button. I don't need to actually add anything to any of those decks. So other than that, same configuration. We're still playing, like, 23-land Palace Jailer, Hallowed Spirit Keeper in the main and side, stuff like that. I'm still messing around with the side Graveyard Hate in the sideboard. Dredge has just consistently been performing very well, and I'm kind of getting scared that I think a lot of the... If Dredge is as good in the format as Magic Online results seem to think so, then I definitely need to be respecting it coming into Eternal Weekend, to be seeing at some of the top tables if it continues to perform as well as it's been doing. So there's a chance that I go up to a 5th Graveyard Hate card, and I think that would just be a 2nd Rest in Peace. Because I talked about different Graveyard Hate configurations, and I think for 4, I like either this or like 2 Rips, and at 5, I think you just want 2, 2, and 1. There's also a chance that I want to like jam a main deck Remorseful Cleric into the deck, but like, the 60 feels really tight. I like all the cards. My prime consideration would be like cutting a Mirren Crusader, but that feels like just making yourself softer to Shadow. Palace Jailer has been so good with all the 4-color loam running around in the format right now. I think 2 Revokers is about as low as I want to go on that card. Ballista's just been insane in the main deck. There's just, like, not a lot of room. In the main or side, there's so much customization, and the meta is still kind of in flux. Like, Legacy is definitely not solved. It's not... Miracles and Grixis are not just the kings of the format. There's been a rise of, like, the post decks, Eldrazi Post, and the super expensive in paper, just generic green colorless post decks that just eat these slow, dirtily controlled decks alive. Dredge has made a resurgence as well. Everyone's on Surgical Extractions as their main hate, and Surgical's not nearly as good against Dredge as it is against stuff like Red-Black. It's still very good, but some decks can Surgical something out of Dredge and still just, like, get run over by a bunch of Icarids and stuff. I think Death and Taxes is pretty well positioned to beat just a bunch of Icarids and Narcomoebas. I think if you Surgical their Bridge from Belows, you're pretty well off, but I would need to experiment in the Dredge matchup some more, which I just have not done a lot. I feel like Dredge testing would really be spinning the wheels. Like doing a test like I did against Grixis. It's just like, oh, my opponent turn 2 made 10 zombies. I guess we'll try again. But anyway, enough talking. Let's actually play some Legacy. So I think I'm going to play Vintage tomorrow, and then possibly all of next week I'm going to stream Legacy. Especially because, well, I guess I don't stream on Thursdays anyway, but I'm flying to Eternal Weekend Thursday night. Thursday evening, I guess, arriving Thursday night, and then Friday I'll be playing the Vintage event, and Saturday I'll be playing the Legacy event. And then just like, so after today, there'll be like 3 more Legacy streams. I'm missing Friday, which I haven't mentioned, and I'll probably make a tweet out at some point. I should, that I'm not streaming Friday as well. I'm going up to visit my parents. My girlfriend, where she's right now, she's at some like weird microbiology thing that happens to be in Bloomington, where my parents are. Oh, we're playing against Cyrus. All right, so Storm, I guess. But anyway, oh man, is he unkeepable against Storm? On the play, I have like Revoker on LED into like possibly Prelate. Also, I like assessing my hands in the blind, but in the blind, I think this hand kind of fucking sucks. I don't know how aggressive I should mulligan for Thalia, A, knowing they're on Storm, or B, just mulliganing this hand because it's bad. I kind of hate this hand a lot in the blind, honestly. Revoker's not a powerful 2-drop, especially on the play. There's a chance you don't know what your opponent's on. I think I am going to ship this. We're playing against Grixis. Double Crusader is great, but like this hand's super soft to Miracles. Not excellent against Delver, especially if we miss a 3rd land. I think we're just going to ship it. Alright. This is definitely not a keepable 6, that's for sure. There's a chance that 7 was fine in the quote-unquote blind. Assuming we can hit a land drop in 2 draws. That's probably reasonably likely to happen. Be 21 out of 53. So like a little under 50% chance, but we get to hit that twice. So yeah, maybe this was to keep that first hand just in the blind. But I think knowing my opponent's on Storm and we're on the play, I can just like snap mulligan that hand. Try to find Thalia. Everyone just like, turn on Thoughtseize me, we're boned, but yeah. My opponent doesn't turn on Thoughtseize me, we get him. I think if my opponent turn 1 Thoughtseizes me with that other hand, we're also pretty dead. I guess we could port on turn 2 at least, and then possibly get to Prelate. If they don't Thoughtseize that, if they do Thoughtseize the Prelate, then we can at least revoke LED. Come on, Ponder. Yes, or Preordained, sure, deal. Let me cast my Thalia. Don't Lotus Petal Thoughtseize me either. Don't fucking do it. God, I hate you. They always have. Oh, my bunch is like gonna turn 1 me. Okay, that's fine. Oh, this is empty? Alright, yeah, I don't think we can be empty. The math. If we draw. Oh, geez, my opponent has. Wait. Oh, my opponent discarded Past Inflamed to LED, so I think we are deterministically dead. So yeah, none of my hands mattered. Nothing matters. Thoughtseize is me on the way out. I should concede in response to that, but I'm F6, and also, like, I led with Plains Aether Vial. My opponent knows what the fuck I'm doing. But yeah, if I wasn't F6, you concede in response to the Thoughtseize there, because they deterministically have the kill there. But yeah, that sucks. Getting turn 1 out of Ant is very unlikely, and kind of shitty. But that's life. Bring in these things, cut Jailer, cut Spirit Keeper, cut Jite, and cut all these plows. It seems fine. I kind of hate Ballista. Ballista's not horrible because sometimes, like, occasionally there are the scenarios where your opponent ad-nauses and doesn't actually find the kill, but they have, like, you can't clock them enough. So it's, like, a little bit of burst if you, like, Violet Recruiter, Ballista onto or something, get the last points of burst damage. It's not good, but it's probably better than Hallowed Spirit Keeper or Palace Jailer, which are, like, my only other options to actually have a card in this matchup. If my opponent ends up being on the Dread of Knights, I'd probably board in Council's Judgment and cut, like, Ballista plus a Flicker Wisp or something. Just so I have extra answers to a Dread of Knight, but we're just gonna run it like this. have Chalice, which means I think I keep this hand. The question is, do I want it on 0 or 1 this game? One's traditionally more powerful against Ant. Turns off their cantrips too, lets me stall and just like try to port them out maybe. So I'm definitely leading on. I guess we can try to play on Massacre and just try to not play this Plains if at all possible. So we'll lead on Port Aether Vial. I think generally you want Chalice on to try to trip them up from turn 1-ing you. I don't know if Cyrus is on the Chromox plan, like the faster starts out of Ant, but Chalice on 1 is also pretty good. I think I'd rather have it on 0 though, because we can also like try to port my opponent out of cantrips and stuff. Let's do it. They can still like bounce this or shatter it or whatever. Ooh, my opponent just didn't play anything. They spread at the bottom. I hope this is because of the Chalice, and not just because they kept a hand where they're like, all right, if we find a land, we kill them. Well, no point in porting. My opponent doesn't just not have a land, so. Stoneforge for Sword or Batterskull. Batterskull is safer against an empty hand. Sword is better at like drawing for more answers. I think I'd rather get Skull just because I want to be able to utilize ports and stuff in the future. Just grab Skull. Let's just top deck Thalia here. Ooh, Prelate, that's pretty good. Oh, my opponent just concedes. Cool. Don't even know what number I was going to put Prelate on. Probably 4 to play on Massacre. Tempted to put it on 1. But 4 beats Massacre and Tendrils. And they already need to, like, get rid of the Chalice in order to combo off more effectively. So now they just have 2 things to get rid of with, like, Abrupt Decays or Chain of Vapors. So probably just put it on 4 so I don't get, like, land massacred. I really hope it was the Chalice that won me that game and not my opponent keeping, like, a no-lander being like, oh, well, this is a mold of 6, and we're on the draw, and if we, like, find a land, then we get to kill my opponent on turn 1. I hope the Chalice actually pulled its weight that game. But impossible to tell unless I, like, go ask him later. The chance my opponent was on, like, Lotus Petals, Chromoxes, or whatever to try to just kill me there or empty for a bunch on turn 1. If he's even on that sideboard plan. I don't know. Some Storm players aren't playing the Chromoxes on the sideboard anymore. I think the most recent list Cyrus posted was not playing them. 12 Post might be the most stupid deck I've ever played. 12 Post is pretty fucked. Oh yeah, this is the most recent list. It was the Night's Whisper variant. Yeah, I remember looking at it, and it was playing 4 Tormod's Crypt, so there's like no room for the Chromoxen. But it is notably playing empty. Like all the Storm decks playing empty on the side. Chain of Vapors is only interaction spell at all. Is that right? It's crazy. That's true. Why can't I zoom in more? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it looks like Chain of Vapors is the only real interaction spell. Kind of hurting the Death and Taxes matchup in terms of the sideboard. It's like Massacre or Bust, from what it looks like. And Night's Whisper isn't exactly the card you want to be on against Death and Taxes. Oh, we can just snap keep this hand. You can get to play around Massacre, just Caracas Wasteland Thalia. We just need to hope we don't die on turn 2, which is fairly likely. Or, like, get Thought Seized, we can play Rip into Recruit something to try to recruit another Thalia or something like that, but we're never mulling this hand. We just need to hope my opponent doesn't turn 1 or turn 2 me, which it's Storm, so definitely a chance that happens. Oh yeah, thanks for the 1 bit as well, Army. And then thanks Moxwell for the 100 bits. Just kind of giving Army the backhand there. Thank you both. And was waiting for... Oh shit! Army came prepared! 500 bits, jeez. Thanks so much, Army, I appreciate it. 500 bits. Army came prepared this time. Given the smackdown. Alright, well, time to hope my opponent doesn't kill me. Don't do it. Don't do it. So my opponent knows that primarily most of my interaction doesn't happen until turn 2. I only have some Burnt Chalices in the deck. So even if my opponent has Thoughtseize, they don't necessarily need to lead on it until next turn. They might also like Ponder into it. Or they might just go off on turn 1. Oh, they're just playing around the Chalice. That's nice. They might also have, like, Chain of Vapor, so they can just pick these back up for more Storm count. But playing around the Chalice to decrease their Storm is definitely nice for me. I'm pretty sure I don't wasteland this when my opponent just has a bunch of mana still in play. I think we're just going to Caracas pass. Hopefully get to casting Thalia the following turn. But yeah, definitely respecting the Chalice for 0 on turn 1, which is what you want to see to make your Storm player have a smaller Storm count. There's also the chance my opponent can just untap Ritual, Tutor Adnaz or whatever, and just Adnaz me, and then we can't do anything about it. Unless, of course, we top deck Chalice of the Void, which would be nice. Yeah, Caracas and Prey is my plan. It's a much better plan than, like, Wasteland and Prey even more. Wasteland... Well, they didn't shuffle on their Ponder, which is just even more horrifying. Oh, now we have Caracas, Mother of Runes, and Prey. Don't kill me! Don't do it, Cyrus! What was the notification? Death and taxes for the win. Oh shit, we're dead. Death and taxes for the win. Thank you for the host. Hello, hello, everyone. Greetings from Phil's stream. I hope it went well. I didn't get to catch. Oh, I'm not passing priority because I'm not in the window anymore. Didn't get to catch most of it, but it looked pretty sweet. Bug Depths. Yeah, it just looks like Adnaz with 4 mana. Maybe we'll... Yeah, well, my opponent can whiff on their Adnaz. We don't know. They only have 4 mana. Oh, an LED. Cool. Alright. Load Spettle. Yep, solid. Ritual. We just... Oh, there's Tendrils. I think we're just already dead. I don't know what the Storm count is, but... Channel Confidant. Thank you for the follow. No reason for my opponent to stop until they hit 5 life, because assuming assuming Dark Vision's the biggest card cost on their deck, they might as well play around a lot of things by just digging super deep and making sure they can Tendrils me for enough. Hopefully they flip Emrakul off the end. Oh, we tried. We just needed them to flip like actual no payoffs and just 20 damage worth of rituals and cantrips, which is oh yeah, I don't have an Elves command. Yeah, sure. Why is he casting these cantrips? What is he looking for, like a Thoughtseize? I don't know what he's playing around, but I mean, I guess he's got enough mana, so there's very little reason not to, I suppose. Or maybe he just wants to go off with theatrics. Oh yeah, I guess Mind Break Trap, that makes the most sense. Mind Break Trap's like an actual card I could have. Did he shuffle off the pawners? I wasn't even watching. Shuffled, probably. You just want to give it some pro black. Yeah, he got me. Yeah, couldn't find answer to Mind Break Trap, so just decided to go for it. I mean, obviously fair, but they got me. Yeah, digging for Thoughtseize makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about that. I don't have my spreadsheet up. Back over here, spreadsheet. So anyway, sorry about hello again to Phil's stream. If you haven't been here before, I'm XJ Cloud. We stream a ton of Death and Taxes on the channel, so feel free to drop me a follow if you wanna check it, hang out in the future, watch a bunch of Death and Taxes content. There's Ant. Also notably, my opponent did a Massacre in hand when he went off with the Adnaz. So playing around Massacre, definitely important if you can afford to. Like if you have Caracas or whatever, white sources that aren't planes in your hand against Storm, just don't play planes unless you really need to cast your spell. Because it's pretty free in certain hands. Just not play into a Massacre if you don't need to. God, where's Ant on this list? Am I blind? Oh, I am blind. It's right here. This is 18 games, 11 wins, 7 losses. We lost game 1, won game 2, lost game 3. This game's great. Vile Thalia, Wasteland, Mystic, Crusader, just good stuff. Alright, what's my opponent doing? Something fair? Something unfair? I'm inclined to think fair. Just because they went Polluted Delta Pass, something like Grixis. Most of the unfair decks want to be cantripping on turn 1 to sculpt their hand for stuff, but Vault. Oh, nope. Sneak. Maybe they just kept a turn 2 show and tell hand. Well, hopefully they don't also have Omniscience. We can beat Emrakul. Grizzlebrand's also rough. I think I'm just going to put Thalia into play, just so they can't, like, Omniscience cantrips and stuff. And I can just Caracas, do nothing after that. Because I'm not casting any 2-drops anyway, so putting in Caracas also just doesn't do anything. My opponent's not going to have haste on their thing, unless, I guess, they put in Sneak Attack. Then they can't load a spell because Thalia. So yeah. My hope is that they just have Emrakul, and life's great. Yes, this is perfect. Nice deck, nerd. Opponent puts it over. Hey, it was the actual best case scenario there. Opponent putting in Emrakul. And now we just get like Wasteland their Volcanic Island. They're just super far behind on mana. Violent Stoneforge, Violent Crusader with like a sort of Fire and Ice on it. Feeling really good about this game. Emrakul is 100% the thing I wanted to see there. Yeah, take that, turn 2. Turn 2 Emrakul. What are you trying to do in this format? Get out of here. Goodbye. They just concede. Yep. Makes sense, because they can't cast Show and Tell with this mana. If they play a land, they'll only have 3 mana, and they have to sack the city. So as soon as they play the land, they need to play like 3 more lands in order to get back, or like 2 more if they have another soul land. But it's going to take them so long to get back up to having Show and Tell, and then they also need to find Omniscience if they haven't. They're just super far behind. Got them good. Alright. Let's grab these guys, I guess. Now we have 7 cards. I think I like having the Containment Priest in my deck, too, because if memory serves, my sideboarding plan against Sneak and Show in the past was like 1 card off. Like I had 7 cards in my main deck that I didn't like. But I only had 6 cards to bring in. So I think it was this. Does that look right? Yeah, all these other cards seem fine. Mom is a little bit awkward with Chalice. But Mom's still good at protecting like your Thalias and Signet Prelates from Pyroclasms or Abrades or what have you, so still fine. Our builds are now 2 cards apart. Yeah, I think a lot of people are starting to, or like, I guess a lot of people in the Discord are starting to homogenize their deck building, just based on a lot of in-talking. I wonder if this hand is good enough. I'm inclined to say that this is not going to beat Sneak and Show a large percentage of the time. Chalice of Void is not great against this deck. All it does is turn off their cantrips, and turn 2 on the draw is just a really slow time to turn off their cantrips. Wastelands aren't particularly powerful. My opponent knows I'm on Death and Taxes, and they very aggressively fetch basics. Flicker Wisp isn't very good. It's also uncastable. I think I want to mulligan this. I'd just rather have, like, Ports and Thalias, or, like, Prelate. Yeah, I kind of just don't like this hand. Well, this hand is definitely worse than my 7. Traded 2 Moms and a Chalice for some more white sources. Yeah, on the play, I'd be more inclined to keep, because you can shut off more, like, other cantrips, but my opponent gets to, like, just cast a bunch of Punters and Brainstorms for the first couple of turns. This hand's definitely bad. This hand is also bad, but now we have Caracas, we have Council's Judgment. If we hit land number 3, there's a chance that we can, like, Flicker Wisp, Show and Tell Omniscience, untap, like, Council's Judgment it. Do I want land 3, or do I want a turn 2 play? I have, like... That's, like, acceptable. Is Thal even good enough on the draw with a hand like this, or am I banking on... I think I want to keep this on top. I get, like, 2 more draws after that to find lands. Just hope my opponent aggressively goes for Show and Tell Emrakul again. We just get to, like, Caracas it. The one thing I hate about playing Thalia is that if my opponent Show and Tells an Omniscience, we can't Council's Judgment it, because now we need 4 mana to do it. My opponent... Yeah, well, if they, like, turn 3... Like, if I cast Thalia, and then they untap and they Show and Tell, and then we draw the land. Oh, they might just turn 2 me, and it doesn't matter. No, they're just playing out Lotus Petal in anticipation of Thalia. That makes sense. Not like that deck cares about their Storm. Oof. So my opponent doesn't have Show and Tell, or they're not confident in casting it yet. Because they're afraid of... They don't have Omniscience, they're afraid of, like, another Caracas. I almost want to leave up Containment Priest, but that's probably wrong. Containment Priest lets me still, like, top deck the land. Playing Thalia still insulates me against Sneak Attack, because they only have 3 mana right now. I don't like revealing this Caracas, but we don't want... we obviously, like, don't have any other lands to play. Because if you never play the Caracas, they're more inclined to Show and Tell an Emrakul like they did game 1. I don't think Priest doesn't beat anything that showing a Jailer wouldn't. I mean, like, Sneak Attack. Force Pitch Omniscience. Well, that's horrifying. What's up? It's gotta be JD. Good to see ya. I don't know what my opponent has. They pitched Omniscience, so I guess they're looking for a Show and Tell then? Maybe? They would have probably cast a Sneak Attack here. Found land 3. I think we're just gonna, like, wait. I want the Flicker's Judgment combo to beat an Omniscience. This might be, like, a spare. They only have 3 cards in hand. But I think I also just want to be, flashing in Containment Priest at the end of this turn and then untapping, rather than just running out of Wisp. Yeah, or in response to a sneak if they do cast that. But like, I'm just gonna put in this Containment Priest. It's a clock. If I draw line 4, I'm just gonna cast a Jailer. Try and get the extra card draw and stuff. We already have like Flicker Wisp plus Judgment to beat like a Show and Tell Fatty. Have we seen red cards? Yeah, we saw Volcanic game 1. So they have red cards. I guess they could be like Omni with I guess we're just casting that. Just Omni with like the one of Volcanic, but they just aggressively fetched out this Volcanic here, so I think they're just sneak. Just gonna grab Batterskull. Like, we don't have the mana to play an equipped sword. Or we might, but Batterskull just gets online faster. Lets us leave Karakas open for whatever that's worth. If they, like, upgrade Containment Priest, untap, sneak attack with the mana open or something. Arcane. Or Arcane adaptation. Not adaptation. Arcane. Yeah, the creature. Oh, that's kind of shitty. I wish I had a sword, but... yeah. Artisan, yeah, that's the one. Can always pick up my own Thalia if I like really need to cast Council Judgment next turn. Well, they're definitely going to be able to sneak attack through Thalia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they got plenty to sneak through a Thalia and a Karakas. Actually, they have exactly 1 to sneak through. I mean, if this is Emrakul, then it's shitty, but if it's Grizzlebrand, we're okay. I mean, okay in air quotes. In a lot of air quotes. We're gonna need to pick up my Thalia here. Actually, we can't, right? Because we need to make them pick up this Grizzlebrand. They just drew 8 cards. The chance of them having Force is pretty high. No, they drew 7 cards, whatever. I think rather than letting them draw another 7, I just need to bounce this Karakas and then pray we draw another land, or draw Leonin Relic Order. I think that's basically our plan. Or Phyrexian Revoker, I guess. We have a decent number of draws. I think I'm better off bouncing this than taking 7, letting them draw another 7. You can have that back. They don't have Emrakul. I mean, they could have Emrakul now. They just drew 7 cards. They just discarded the Grizzlebrand too, so if that's not suspicious. Alright, well, now the plan is, hope to God they don't have Force of Will. Please, no Force. They already used 1. They didn't use Petal for Sneak. But they did, because I had an open Caracas. If they just, like, Petaled an Emrakul, we just bounce the Emrakul. Oh no, they have the Force! No. Oh, do they not? I mean, we're still definitely not out of the woods. They're at 7. They have 7 cards. Gaining 7 has value. Maybe gaining 7's worth their Petal, I guess. Wouldn't be dead if they had Emrakul. We'd have taken 7. They're trying to brainstorm for it. That makes sense. I suppose that's fair. They could have another Grizzlebrand. I assume they have another Grizzlebrand, which is why they discarded 1 to hand size. Now they're just going to show and tell me? Oh no. Why would they brainstorm with their Ancient Doom mana? Because now they're just dead on board. They really need all of this colored mana? Yeah, that's fair, yeah. Using Lotus Petal to draw 7 would be pretty good. Force me to bounce the Emrakul so that Grizzlebrand gets to connect. Makes sense. They can't just beat him with Show and Tell, though, because we have Wisp and Jailer. I boarded out the Walkie Shooty thing, army. Sorry to disappoint. But I don't know what they can do here. They still have land for turn, I think. So they still have mana to, like, sneak me? Kozilek's turn. Well, they're not dead. They're down to... They have 5 mana, though. This Ancient Tomb doesn't do anything anymore. So, if I play... So, I'm just dead to Sneak Attack, I think. I think I'm just... Well, actually, no, because I'm not dead to Sneak Attack if they don't have another land. Because they only have 4 mana and to 1 activate. If I leave up Caracas, I'm not dead to Sneak Attack. But if I play Wisp, I'm now dead to, like, Show and Tell Omniscience. Yeah, Jailer puts me to Sneak Attack, Flickers puts me dead to Show and Tell Omniscience, but they're already down in Omniscience. I think they would have just Show and Telled Omniscience last. Obviously, they would have Show and Tell Omniscience last turn if they had it. I guess maybe not. If they're only, like, pay off as Grizzlebrand, they might not even be able to Show and Tell Omniscience kill me. Because we've deduced that they probably don't have Emrakul in unless they found it off of the draw plus Brainstorm they had. So I think I'd rather just play around a second Sneak Attack. Although my opponent didn't have that last turn either, right? Or otherwise they would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are also down to Sneak, notably, but they still have 4 Show and Tells. I don't know, I think I like playing Wisp more to play around Sneak Attack. Playing Jailer puts me dead to Sneak. Playing Wisp puts me dead to exactly Show and Tell Omniscience Emrakul, because we can beat Show and Tell Omniscience Grizzlebrand. Oh, I guess they can, like, cast a bunch of free cantrips if they have an Omniscience in play. They usually play 3 Omniscience. I also can't see your name because it's in yellow. Fenskinator. It's 3 usually because they can... yeah, 3 if they're on Intuitions. I think I'm going to go with Wisp. Maybe this is wrong, but I can't see a lot of things that I lose to, comparatively. Like, if I had played Jailer, I'd win, versus if I cast this Wisp. Besides things involving some, like, very weird Omniscience line. Yeah, we're playing around Sneak Attack. Obviously, if they have Sneak Attack plus a red-producing land, then we're still... Or, plus any land, we're still dead, but... Well, now Sneak Attack's not an out, right? I guess City of Traders Sneak Attack can still get me. Alright, well, they're digging deep. Now we're safe against Sneak Attack. We're still dead to Show and Tell, Omniscience, Emrakul. Now we're pretty safe. Now they need land, Show and Tell, Omniscience, Emrakul. And now they concede. Sick. We got them. Easy wins. That was on a Mold of 5. Alright. Update the spreadsheet. There we go. That looks good. Oh, that was fast. Playing against a Dreadnought. Oh, this hand is garbage. Not a good hand. This hand is also shitty. This guy is playing for his 3-2. Smash him up. Ouch. Not run close down. Yeah, humans play so much faster. What's my current win rate? 66.5% win rate so far over 203 matches of Legacy since the Deathray ban. Tempted to keep this on a 6. On the draw on a 6. Yeah, Aether Vial. It's like dead to Force and Daze and Thoughtseize, but is a 5 really that good against a 7? Like, maybe. Nope. Guess we'll find out. Verdant Catacombs. Alright, that means either elves and we're dead, or they're probably not going to mess with my Aether Vial. God, I hope this is like... hope this is Turbo Depths. Our hand is actually pretty conducive to dying to Turbo Depths, but we still try. And we just, like, win games 2 and 3 a lot easier if they are on Turbo Depths. Let's find out what they're on. Could be, like, 4-color Loam. Could be Elves, which are very weird 7. I don't think Elves keeps a lot of hands that doesn't have a 1-drop, though. We look like goblins. I think I'd still assume D&T before I assume goblins, but... What are they doing? With basic forest off Verdant. Scrubland. So 4-color Loam? Could be like Mav still. Oh, no, 4-color Loam. Cool. Yeah, there's definitely a non-zero chance that we could still win with this hand if this was Turbo Devs. Which is just hilarious. Yeah, this is for sure 4-color Loam. Yeah, Unanswered Bob is quite horrifying. Yeah, at least Jailer might be able to bail us out if we get there before my opponent blows up my Aether Vial. Yeah, this Bob's gonna bury me pretty hard. Oh, Abrupt Decay, that is not the card I wanted to see on the top of my opponent's deck. Oof. Man, would really love to see, would really love to see Assassin's Trophy right there instead. Man, that is quite the bummer. Yeah, at least we know it's there. Maybe my opponent doesn't have a third land, and then we can like Violent Mom, untap Violent Thalia, port the land again. Oh shit. Rip us. Discard Cabal Pit, sure. They also have the land, so. Immediately decay the Vial. Alright. Fine. Fine. We're super dead. Attack me. Oh, fuck. I don't even... I guess I would Wasteland. Attack me. I'll block. I mean, this is the only way I'm winning, right? Like, draw a white source here. That's why I thought about not Wastelanding, is because I might draw a white non-basic. I'm not even sure if I want a Thalia more than I want a Mom, but Thalia prevents me from getting, like, Liliana here. I think that, yeah, I also think that was a bad attack. I guess I can dismiss this decay. Not sure which is right there between Thalia and Mom, but... Crocus off the top was for sure nice. Would like a basic plans before my opponent finds like more wastelands or loams. Thank God Lomer Boy wasn't in here to see that attack. Lomer Boy like constantly manages to walk in whenever I'm playing against 4-color loam opponents, and they just always misplay. Yeah, this is why we wanted to play Thalia here in case they didn't have another land. They can't just edict me. Wow, not edicting me. Aggressive. I'm gonna discard this sword, I think. Palace Jailer is really... But Palace Jailer is harder to get to than Sword is. I guess not with a Thalia in play, but... I might have played Mom because you cannot ever beat Lily with this hand. They might have not had a land for the Lily. In that case, we can then follow up with Mom and have a chance. We're not getting to either of these cards, but they're both really good. The Jailer. I think the Jailer... Yeah, the Jailer is like potentially an answer to like a Knight that could just wreck me otherwise if we find some lands. The Sword is just going to take longer. I think we're just going to ditch the Sword. But it's just Chalice. Alright, that's fair. Ah, shit. That was not a good draw. Well, we have somebody discarded the Lily next turn. You can't beat a Lily on now or on 3. Yeah, we can beat a Lily if we, like, get another thing onto the table and they can't edict me anymore. Or they just don't edict me the first time, and now we can just attack a Lily down. Ah, shit. Second Wasteland. Not really what I wanted to see, but alright. The last card's like fucking Knight of the Reliquary, we're just boned. Or like Life from the Loam, get back this Cabal Pit. Just demolish my life. Oh, Punish Fire. That's a pretty good one for demolishing my life as well. Not edicting. What is my opponent's problem? I mean, they should have just edicted last turn, I'm pretty sure, but... Well, we can almost cast that if we draw a land. I think I have to discard this Palace Jailer now because Walking Ballista is actually a threat that I could possibly cast in the next 900 turns of this game. I don't know what my opponent's doing, but he's like, oh, second. Oh, here we go. Now they'll finally edict me. If we draw a land, we can kill this Lily too. Oh, I was kind of hoping they misclicked. And before plus. Alright, yeah, they finally edicted me. Alright, land off the top. Damn it. Now we're pretty boned. I think I'm discarding this jailer now, just because it's so far away. Could still use a land. Would be nice. Alright, deal. I'll take it. Every single time they've had a decision to finish with it. They have not made a lot of good decisions this game, I'll give you that much. The problem is that we're still just gonna lose. Those are truly the worst losses. The losses where it's just like, if my opponent had played better, we would have just been fucking buried. Yeah, when Port got put into a chest, D&T dropped a lot in price. What the fuck is this? Main deck 4-drop Planeswalker? Oh no. Great stuff for Knight. Now we're super fucked. Discard this Plow too. Man, my opponent like drew a little bit more poorly. We can try at least. I can revoke this Knight and then still lose this Liliana. I didn't click on your link, Army. Do I even want to look at this link? Oh. Opponent finally made a play. I agree with you. Green Sun for Knight. Seems pretty strong with 5 mana. I think you gotta name Lily. If we name Lily, then they just like Knight for Punishing Fire and wreck my entire life. Or they Knight for a Grove. And just demolish my life. Alright, so they edict me. This thing's going down to 1. Should have named Abandon Hope. That's a fair name. I'll give you that much. Do I ping Lily? No, then I just die again. Sack the Ballista and hope we draw another Revoker, and then we're still super dead. Yeah. I don't know what they're casting, but I'm ready. Green Sun for 2? Scoop 1. Do they not have main deck, like, Knight of Autumn? They can't just, like, shatter my Revoker? Yeah, I've had enough of this game. I'm just gonna concede. Sack your board, hope to drop it. That's also a plan, but yeah, where it is. That was the other option. Or we could just go to game 2. Bring in 11 cards, cut, G-Tate, Stone Forge, all the Moms, all the Thalias, and a Crusader. I think that's what I usually do. Looks about right. Please be this guy. Yeah, sometimes the better player doesn't always win. That's magic, right? Only 1 rip. Yeah, we're playing 1 rip, 2 surgical, 1 containment priest. We talked about that in the Discord today, a bunch, Army. I swapped a rip for a surgical. With my line, we have fewer permanents when we right-click concede. That's fair. I don't know if that's worse or that's better, but it's definitely fair. I don't know how much it actually hurts here. I might, like surgical can be played around, but rip can also be played around by just blowing it up with their, like, 6+ different ways to blow up enchantments post-board. You can't blow up a surgical extraction on Punishing Fires. But you can play around it, notably, so they both have their upsides. But I'm not like, man, I really wish I had a rip instead of the surgical. It's more like, they definitely have their different spots. I would like to play first. This is fine. Not great, fine. Could answer an early Bob or Knight, and surgical early Punishing Fire, Stoneforge for sword. Yeah, I think that was after your TLDR, I forget. But mulligan to 5, alright. We got a solid hand against a mulligan to 5. Notably, Monk's Diamond, not a good card with in conjunction with mulligans. Just like toss away half your hand to have an accelerated start. Just gonna grab Sword. Maybe Batterskull's better because we already have an answer to Punishing Fire. But there's a chance my Stoneforge dies, and I'd rather have a castable spell in my hand. There's definitely a decent chance my opponent has answers to Stoneforge, but they also probably could have an answer to an equipment via Abrupt Decay or Assassin's Trophy. Notably, they could only have Assassin's Trophy to deal with Batterskull. If I draw another land, I might just Wasteland their Scrub land. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in for it. Why does Mom come out in this matchup? I'm not 100% sure that it's, like, correct, but I feel like it's the worst card in the deck. Or, like, after Thalia's. Thalia's is the worst card in the deck, but Mom's not particularly strong in this matchup. They have a lot of X1 hate post-board, and there's just a lot of ways to get around Mom via Cabal Pit. They have a bunch of Golgari Charms and or Toxic Deluges and stuff, and just, like, makes you commit more to the board to get blown out by those sort of board wipes. And also lets you shave down a lot of your X1s against Golgari Charms. And you just, like, need to make room for the 800 cards that I board in for the matchup. I'm not playing the Karagas because I kind of want to protect my second white source just in case they do end up, like, wastelanding me, but... yeah. Again, like... I'm not always 100% sure that, like, that's the right decision. I'm open to discussions of, like, other cards that are in my deck that I should be boarding out, or cards that I shouldn't be bringing in or something, but... that's the general feeling I've gotten in the match from playing against it a bunch recently, as it's made a pretty big Moto resurgence. Should probably go to bed. Why go to bed when you can watch me play Death and Taxes, Army? Going to bed's for suckers. So I assume they're fetching here to, like, cast a spell? But what are they going to do? Abrupt Decay my thing? I guess maybe Punishing Fire my guy? And we just snap off the Surgical on it. That's why I played the land before we used the Wasteland there. So we don't just, like, get caught by a removal spell. I always feel like there's no way I can get punished for waiting till the draw step to Surgical this, like, on this board state, but I always get nervous about waiting till the draw step. But I think we can't get punished, right? I don't play Crop Rotation instead. Crop Rotation Grove punish the shit out of me. Tella Jewel, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Alright, we didn't get punished. Opponent's hand also is pretty bad. I also just love casting Surgical, especially on Moto, because you just could, like, look at their whole deck and then screenshot it for the future. Yoink. So their hand is land. Oh, they do have a Grove hand. Land, 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 Abrupt Decay, Marchesa. Oh, lower. How do you always do it, Lower Boy? Oh, you missed game 1 where we got wrecked, but my opponent made a bunch of bad plays. Yeah, they're. I mean, we have like Caracas to like. I mean, I guess we just have Plow to deal with it, right? Opponent plays out their Verdant, leaving up Abrupt Decay. They don't have the. Oh no, yeah, this Verdant can find them a white source. But if we Wasteland it, I think there's they have a Caracas and a Savannah, right? Because we already Wastelanded their Scrubland. Wait, do they not have a? Oh, they do have a Savannah in their deck. All right, cool. We do another Wisp, so I think I'm just gonna run out one. Yeah, Loam seems like it's a pretty rough deck to pilot properly. So the thing we really want to do is have a creature in play by the time my opponent gets to 4 mana for their Queen Marchesa here. Which shouldn't be that hard, considering my opponent's hand is currently 2 lands, Queen Marchesa, and Abrupt Decay. We should be able to stick a guy. And if they're Abrupt Decay this Wisp, we can just equip it. Like, they're not killing my sword, so... Yeah, I've been seeing it up just a ton online. If they fetch Savannah though, they can't actually cast Abrupt Decay here. So yeah, now they can't cast Queen Marchesa according to their current hand, because their hand is just Baron Moor Grove of the Burn Willows. I don't know why they're just floating mana here. I don't think they know how Flicker Wisp works exactly, but kind of want to Wasteland them, but we only have 3 lands. And I'd rather like Wasteland it. Actually, Wasteland Grove doesn't matter. I search cool. They're Punishing Fires. I guess we leave up a Plains in case they draw a creature to play. We can plow it. Don't really know what that mana float was for, besides saying, okay, I'm going to cast Abrupt Decay right now in your main phase. But, like, if they're a new player, so I'd waste by, maybe. They guaranteed have another black source. They have a Baron Moor in their hand, which is a tapped black source, but I'm not taking them off of any colors by wastelanding them. Kill the Wisp, sure. Now we get to keep Plains, or we get to keep Sword, and just put it on the next thing we have. If they draw like a Bob here, then we get super rewarded for flickering the Plains. No excuses. They did attack a Dark Confidant into a summoning signal. Oh, the maximum reward. I kind of want to like actually ballista this instead of plowing it, save plow for a night, but we know their hand is just Grove, Baron Moor, Queen Marchesa, so they can't even cast a night yet. Ooh, Recruiter's pretty sweet. I guess notably we don't have an answer to Queen Marchesa anymore, which I guess might have been scary. That also might have been a reason to like just ballista it instead. I guess we can just recruit an answer to Queen Marchesa, right? Like Crocus isn't a very good answer. We can continually bounce it, and then we just like swap Monarchy back and forth every turn, I guess, which isn't a bad answer. Their hand is just Baron Moor, Queen Marchesa. So it's unlikely they'll be able to cast it next turn. They need to draw a Fetch, or Caracas, or Savannah, exactly. I guess they could draw Mox. Kind of want to recruit a Palace Jailer. Especially because it just makes my Flicker Wisp better. Yeah, let's go for that. You need to take the Monarch back from them, and it's all... Yeah, exactly. So I'm using 1 mana, they're using 4. I have 2 creatures in my graveyard. I don't love grabbing Spirit Keeper. I don't hate it. We're just going to grab Jailer. Jailer's just so fucking good in the low matchup. Notably, Queen Marchesa has haste, so we need to be careful of that when Jailering something else. This looks like, yeah, cycle the Baron Moor. Oh, alright, they can cast Queen Marchesa next turn now. Alright, what's Queen Marchesa's text? We have 14 minutes. Enters the battlefield, become the Monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, if your opponent is the Monarch, you get a 1/1 assassin with Death Touch and Haste. So we'll just get to like draw an extra card, and then we can untap and hopefully jailer it. If not, we can. Their hand is Unknown plus Queen Marchesa. I kind of want to play another creature just in case they have like a removal spell into Queen Marchesa, and it just goes really poorly for me. Instead of just equipping Sword here. The following turn, we can always just equip Sword plus bounce Queen Marchesa. I don't want to attack into a Dryad Arbor, though. Although, that might be a profitable trade at this point. Oh, we get savaged by Golgari Charm if I cast Flicker Wisp. God. Pretty rough. But, I always just, like... Yeah, I think I actually like equipping more here. He's like kind of greedy, I guess. I wasn't even seeing looking at what my opponent's was saying. Sorry, opponent. I dig the fair decks without playing blue. Ain't gonna well for me after molded 5. Marchesa's probably bad here too, he says. Makes sense. Yes, we've hit the other land. Thank God. You put Queen Marchesa in jail where she belongs. I don't even know if I want to jailer it, honestly. I might just Caracas it. Attack them for another 5. Wait. Oh, they have one more card in hand. I guess it's a land. That means they don't have to fetch. Notably, that actually means they can cast Queen Marchesa and then, like, fetch a Dryad Arbor to try and block. It's not bad. We can just Ballista down the Dryad Arbor, though. So, that resolves. Yeah, they're leaving a Dryad Arbor fetch. Yeah, I guess I just do make them pick this up. You can have that back. It costs them like 4 mana to play it every turn. It costs me 1 mana to make them pick it back up. So we're just going to play Ballista for 2 and then attack. Ooh. Not super good right now, but cool. Yeah. Sure, fetch. It's gonna be really awkward when they have, like, Swords of Plowshares this. Nope. Denied. Just gonna, like, draw 9 million cards. I think I played these turns a little bit poorly. I think playing the Flicker Whistle is probably better than recruiting. We were like kind of soft to a couple draws from my opponent. I think I could have just like played it safer. I think jailering the Marchesa might have just been better too. So they just can't like dig deeper. If they play Marchesa every turn, it costs them 4 mana, but they can at least like draw an extra card. But I think they're pretty dead from the point that we bounce. Ooh, they can get rid of my Caracas. Okay. We need to draw like land to jailer them now. I guess we don't need to. We just kind of kill them with what's on board, but... Marcheso's red. You can't even block it. I do not advise attacking. Okay, sure. 5, 6, 7. If we draw a land, they just die, but... Sure. Marches is a 3/3, yeah. I don't think I said anything that, like, Marches isn't a 3/3, right? I can't, like, shock their Marchesa, but I can just attack through it, because my thing is pro-red. Oh, so one counter. Oh, I can just kill it with a Crusader. Oh, yeah. Blistable Sword. That makes sense. I guess the attack makes a little bit more sense because they know that the thing's going to die. I wasn't even looking at that. They're just dead if we draw land, though. Just pump Ballista attack, yeah. Yeah, it didn't matter, I don't think, at that point. Probably just run it back. I think I've kind of settled at a happy, like, place of sideboarding. Feel pretty decent about most of my cards. Oof. Jailer and Council Judgment are good cards. I don't know if they're this good. We do have Double Vial. My opponent needs to answer both of them, and then we can, like, port them slowly as we find, but this hand just fucking sucks. We need a hand that can actually, like, cast... Oh, this hand is just inconceivably better than my first hand. Just scry 2 drop for the top 2. Fuck, this is great. These are the real hands. I didn't look at their deck list. I should have scanned their deck list a little more while I was sideboarding. I mean, I guess the nut probably involves a surgical extraction here in the next couple of turns, too. Notably, they don't have a Liliana of the Last Hope. They have a Johnny Vengeant Queen Marchesas. They're only 4s. 1 Knight of Autumn, 4 Knight of the Reliquaries, 2 Plows. The Tabernacle. 2 Golgari Charms, 3 Abrupt Decays, 0 Assassin's Trophies, notably. 3 Decay, 0 Trophy, but they are on Knight of Autumn, so it's not like they just overlooked it. It's like Bob? Bob would be pretty scary, being perfectly honest. We just, like, can't answer it right now. Yeah, not great. Top deck Walking Ballista. Ha! Or, like, one of our Plows or Paths. Path wouldn't... Oh, they fetch their 4, so Path's fine. Got, like, 7 draws? Nope. I don't think I'm supposed to go in a Wasteland fight against my opponent having their personal Howling Mine in play. I think we just try to develop our cards. Stoneforge for Sword. Does make my Violon too awkward if we don't, like, hit another 2, which is unlikely. Zenith is not good for me. They can't, at least, Zenith for neither Reliquary yet. Neither Reliquary starts to put me really far behind. Do you get this Jailer online ASAP? P-Fire, rude. That card should not still be... Which one? Greenstone Zenith? Weird. I mean, I guess it might be the worst card in your deck. I don't know what cards you cut after Chalice of the Void in this matchup, or what card you bring in. Nothing looks great here. My opponent missed their land drop, notably. but I'm kind of scared about running out Prelate naked into what I assume could easily just be a Liliana the Veil, assuming they hit a land off their top 2 cards. Do they have an Arbor? Yeah, they have an Arbor. I guess if you cut Zenith, you might want to cut the Arbor too, but fetching into Arbor is not sometimes decent. I like trying to steal Monarchy back and stuff. Although, well, they need to find exactly P-Fire to recur it. I kind of don't hate just running out Sword here next turn. I can Jailer plus Prelate on 2. Or like Jailer plus Wisp it. Didn't land drop, I'd wait. Oh yeah, Waste is pretty tempting, isn't it? Yeah, and I can develop the Flicker Wisp. Yeah, that seems like way better than my lines. It puts me off the Jailer for a turn, but it means that they're more hard-pressed to cast things. Because even if they hit the land, they're still just on 2 lands. And then we can like Prelate on 2 the following turn. With Flicker Wisp in play to protect from ooh, another Punishing Fire. Hopefully I didn't find a land. So we can Sanctum Prelate, lock that out of their hand. The next turn we can just like play Sword plus Prelate on 2. Lock them out of Abrupt Decay on my Sword, lock them out of Punishing Fires on my guys. They don't have a Toxic Deluge, so their outs to Sanctum Prelate are literally just like 2 Sword Splashers. Mox Diamond? Do they have a land? Is it like Tabernacle? Crocus. I guess maybe they had the Mox, didn't have the land, and then drew the Crocus just now? Oh man, please don't cast Punishing Fire until I untap. Let me activate this Vial. I'm going to get super punished. Cabal Pit. Yeah, Cabal Pit's another out, but I'm thinking ahead to where I'm going to equip the Sword next turn before they can really get to Threshold. Alright, let's see if we can get maximum punish here. Haha! Maximum punish! Notably, that's like a pretty easy mistake for a lot of players to like a lot of like newer people to Legacy playing unfamiliar decks to make. Just like responding to random cards that wreck you off of Aether Vial because you don't get to respond with them on the stack. They hit another land. That's a mistake. Like people like not casting their spell into like a Viled Thalia or like not activating their ability into a Viled Revoker. That happens. That's just like a thing that happens to people. No excuses. People are definitely like new to decks. You can't just like berate people for being bad or anything. Like that. How do you get good besides like playing bad and learning? Like my opponent's probably not going to make that mistake more in the future. Like you get punished by something like that, and then you're like, oh, okay, maybe I should stop doing that. Maybe I should learn from my mistakes. Oh, cool. Goodbye forever, Flicker Wisp. No learning. I think I take this Vial up to 4, just so I can also equip this sword this turn. Protect against, like, a whatever it's called. A Cabal Pit. I think we're just going to take Vial up to 4. So I can equip this sword and stuff. Ooh, that's a good one. Do all the things. Yeah, my opponent's going to be real sad in a second. Oh no, attack them. Almost missed that. I could just use the trigger to finish off the Lily. Might not even want to finish off the Lily, honestly, but it doesn't like make it lethal. So actually, no, it would have actually, but Meh. I think we're just gonna bury them pretty badly anyway. Have the path too. Fucking deal. This is a bully free zone. I'm not bullying. I was trying to stop you guys from bullying my poor opponent here for getting kind of wrecked by that Violden Sanctum Prelate. Gonna edict me again. Snap sack this jailer. Goodbye, Palace Jailer. You don't get your Dark Confidant back. Can we draw like Phyrexian Revoker? Just like absolutely demolish my opponent's life. What's up, Life is Bowling? How's it going? Oh man, we just got everything, don't we? Attack your face. Kill the Lily again. That was path your jailer. Don't I just like sack the Sanctum Prelate if I path my own jailer there? As much as I like want to play Phyrexian Revoker, oh, we just drew a land anyway. We can just do it anyway. This is a sometimes bully stream. Mox Diamond. Sometimes bully. We drew the land, it's fine. I don't like to path my own jailer for the Rovens, because then we just sack the Prelate, and then like we take them off of double diamond, but we still lose. They have a Punishing Fire in hand, they could like draw a Grove. I mean, I guess we also have Sword Online. There's not a good chance we lose there, but not worth pathing my own jailer for the Rovens. Unfortunately, I couldn't also have like a Rashad port for the ultimate bully. LGS is Proxy Legacy. What should you make? I guess it depends. Proxy Legacy is sweet because you get to kind of decide what you like. Proxy, like, just look at Goldfish or something. Look at decks that interest you, proxy them up, and then play them and find out what you like. Life is Bowling. That's the best way to learn, like, or to figure out what you want to be playing in Legacy. Because it's hard to make a commitment on a deck that you like don't even know if you enjoy. Just be like, I want to play Death and Taxes. Time to start building my $2,000 deck. Or I guess Death and Taxes, not quite 2K, but you know what I mean. Opponent was a nice person. I didn't want to bully them that badly. Why am I missing a win? Oh, well. I'll figure it out in post. We won game... Was it 2 and 3? Shoot, what did we win? Oh yeah, we won the game that we surgical them, so we just won games 2 and 3. Lost game 1. Like that Brainstorm, Ponder, and Preordained Legal. I love drawing them cards. Yeah, you can play a lot of sick blue decks in Legacy, that's for sure. Draw all the cards you want. Oof. I mean, the Sneak and Show match showed us why we wanted 3 Karakas in our deck. And this hand shows us why we don't want 3 Karakas in our deck. The trade-offs you make. I think this hand is still keepable. It's definitely a lot worse. Like Miracles, but too slow. You could try like Blue-White Stoneblade or something. You play less cantrips, definitely, than Miracles does, but I think this hand's still a keep. Let me figure out why I'm missing a win here. Anyway, Yeah. Been solidly off 3 Karakas for some time. Yeah, I'm gonna... I don't like change, but I have seen that you've been on 2 Karakas for a while. I just like the extra hedge against stuff like Sneak and... Ooh, the Mirror. Well, this hand fucking sucks in the Mirror. Being able to, like, protect Thalias against, like, Grixis and Miracles, and being able to bounce Grizzlebrands and Emrakuls and stuff is nice. But definitely the Lotus Petal aspect of multiple Karakas is rough, but it's definitely a trade-off, not just like a cut-and-dry thing like not playing Cavern of Souls is. The number of Cavern Souls you should play is 0. The number of Karakas you should play is 2 to 3. There's merits. Well, we drew Plains. Do I just, like, still play Thalia? I have to list everything else. We have Recruiter the Guard. Recruiter the Guard's not garbage. Sword's not the worst. I kind of want to play Thalia. Ballista might just be better. Cavern. Oh yeah, I watched your stream, or at least I watched part of it, and just like every time you had Cavern, it was just the worst. Just like having Stoneforge and Thalias in hand, or Swords to Plowshares. It's just actual garbage. Kind of don't want to run out of this. We can play Ballista for like 2 later. We'll just play Thalia. I'm like farting around, burning a lot of time talking to people. When I should be playing fast, because sometimes the D&T mirror just takes a million years. I don't know if I like just Ballista on 1 here, when I could just get more value out of it. Cyrus CG, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the game in round 1 of our league today, too. It was well fought, quote unquote. Ballista's sick. Oh, in the matchup, yeah, for sure. Ballista's definitely sweet in the matchup. Opponent's going port me. I might play Ballista now. Maybe not. Maybe I'm supposed to like leave up Plow now for a Mother of Runes. And if they don't have Mother of Runes, I can just port them. I don't hate that. I'm supposed to get 2 things if I ever... Yeah, we can definitely afford to sit on this Ballista for a little bit. Play around Mother of Runes. I guess I'm not actually that scared of Mother of Runes because I have this Walking Ballista in my hand, but... Port their port. Possibly like Ballista on 2 with my Lotus Petal next turn. Deal. Fucking snap off that trade. I will take a Plow for a Thalia. Fucking deal. What am I recruiting here? A Stoneforge Mystic, probably? Oh, never mind. I guess we just Stoneforge now? 419 Fish, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Because I'm just going to Stoneforge for GTA here. Continue leaving up Plow for something. I think I like just starting to get the GTA as fast as possible rather than Recruiter dirtling around. Since game 1's so dependent on whoever connects with GTA first. Kind of want to get Revoker for a while? Maybe. Yeah, Mom's another option. Recruiter's an option. Could just get Flicker Wisp and try to make an aerial army. A lot of things I can do. They have Thalia here, sure. It's not like I can plow anything anyway. Revoker, sure. Leave up Karakas for Thalia. I guess that's fair. I wanted to leave up a white source that couldn't be like wastelanded to play around if they wanted to try to connect with something, but it's probably a pretty minimal value. Could blue-green Merfolk be good in Legacy or the 2 slot? You can just play, like, mono-blue Merfolk, unless you talk to Phil, in which case you cannot play any sort of Merfolk. But... Oh, I'm supposed to plow this Phyrexian Revoker before my opponent untaps with Wisp, because this is actually a thing that I'm concerned about, because I have a GTA in my hand. I could ping it with Ballista, but... But yeah, Mono Blue Merfolk is the more reasonable Merfolk variant. My opponent have a Ballista for 2? Oh no! Fuck. Can we draw less Thalias? So I could play my Ballista for 2 and just like make this board state super awkward, I guess. None of my other... I don't want them to like just untap and start just pumping this Ballista because we're going to get very far behind. I could just recruit a Flicker Wisp and flicker it, but then my opponent's just going to like mop up a bunch of my guys. Has never won that review. Alright, people in the chat, I guess, really don't like Merfolk in any format. I'll see your walking Ballista and raise you a walking Ballista. It's gonna be like Flicker Wisp? Question mark. I'd like trade my whole board to take this Ballista off. I think I'd rather just kill their Wisp. And then start like Recruiter for a Revoker or a Wisp to deal with their Ballista. Just ping them in the face. Opponent's got a lot of lands. Only 2 cards left. 1 card left. So the chance we can beat just a Ballista. Yeah, this is pump attack. Wow. Pump kill my Stoneforge attack. That seems a little bit aggressive. Didn't want to trade Ballistas. I would have to trade my whole board for their Ballista, and then they'd have a Wisp in play. I wasn't sure if I wanted them to have a Wisp in play and me have nothing, or if they have a Ballista in play and I still have my Stoneforge. Considering we had Recruiter, so we could still go find something to answer this Ballista, I inclined to do the former instead. Or maybe the latter. I forget which one I listed first, but... I could just get Jailer here, honestly. Just Jailer their Ballista. They could ping my Jailer in response, though. I think we'll just get Wisp to take it off the board forever. Definitely want to trade for this time. I guess. Maybe. Maybe the Wisp isn't as much of a concern. Oof. It's an actual 3-drop. Oof, that's a good last card to have in your hand. If you shoot it once, they can't get a Stoneforge. Well, I guess that is right? Because if I ping it once... No, they response... Oh, yeah, and then if they response just completely kill my Stoneforge, then I just also get to ping the Wisp, and if they don't, then it doesn't. So that's actually fair. I would have got to keep my Stoneforge. So it would have been Flicker Wisp versus Ballista. Yeah, it's definitely fair. Didn't think about that. That interaction was on my mind, but it didn't quite work out. Like I was thinking about being able to like ping their Ballista with my Ballista because that interaction is just like really fucked up and just messes with your brain. Opponent just really aggressive, killing my creatures with their ballista, which I guess I don't mind, but we might just get buried by an army of wisps anyway. Ooh, that's actually pretty obnoxious, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely a pretty bad misplay. Because now my opponent's just kind of like demolishing my face with a... It's unfortunate my opponent's last card is Recruiter of the Guard, because he definitely could have fought a Walking Ballista, but fighting Walking Ballista and an army of Flicker Wisps suddenly becomes a lot harder. I think my opponent wants to find a Stoneforge here, right? They just like stop going for Wisps, because they can just Violent Stoneforge, play an Equipped GT, and just wreck my entire life. I'd be happy if they kept going up the Wisp train, but I think just grabbing GJ is totally fine here. Nope. Flicker Wisp, steal. Where's good old Sarah Avenger? Sarah Avenger wouldn't even be castable, right? Because my opponent's like porting me off the other way. Yep. I do need to wasteland this Rashawn port so they can't take me off of white again. I just need to kill this Ballista. We're not super dead. As soon as my opponent realizes they could just find Stoneforge to kill me, we are definitely dead. Yeah, I'd just be like super dead to GT if they just like play an equipped GT this turn instead. Why'd they even... They have a file onto it. Why'd they cast Lethalia? I'm not sure we could have won even without their Ballista in play. We definitely would have had a shot, but I think my opponent just has like so much of a mana advantage on me with like the turn 1 Vial. So my threats were slower. My opponent might have been able to finagle a win. Definitely would have been harder for them too. Okay. Are they gonna go get a 2? They're gonna go get like Stoneforge now? Sure. Have they finally decided that Stoneforge was the play? Phyrexian Revoker. Sure. Please do. Stop this, Matt. Stop the Wisp Chain and not kill me. Fucking deal. We suddenly actually have like a chance to win? Especially if we draw a white source, we can like Batter Skull. Oh, they named Stone? What is happening? Not drawing a white source is pretty rough. Because I need a double spell here. We're taking, what, like 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Chance we could still win. Not a good chance, but a chance. Unfortunately, I guess my opponent also gets to port me. Couldn't Batter Skull with a land, they have Thalia. No, I'm just casting Wisp plus plus Stoneforging and Batter Skull, not just casting a Batter Skull. I assumed they were just going to name GT, but... Ping my face. I think we're going to be a turn too slow now, unless we draw, like, Plow for Revoker. Even then. Because we can't... If they can just port me to prevent me from playing and equipping GT here to connect, and playing with equipping GT might not even have been enough. held their Evoker, they could Stoneforge they could get your Stoneforge activation blanked. Not if I put in Batter Skull, right? If I put in Batter Skull, it's like they can't revoke the Batter Skull. They could make my activation blank if I put in the GTA or the sword. But they don't even know I have the sword. Thalia stops GTA plus equip. Oh, yeah, that's true. No. What's this? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go to 3. Kill a recruiter, go to 3. Untap. Can't even draw, like, Ballista to block Ping Ping, because their Ballista's already dead. We can't play an equip GTA. Even that wouldn't work either, because we just Ping Ping, we still take 3 and die. Or take 4 and die, because we're at 3. Three, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go to 4. Yeah, Thor's dead. What's up, Alasko? Yeah, fucked that one up pretty bad. I think with the way my opponent played that, we could have definitely won if I had killed the Ballista, but I think my opponent also like did not navigate those couple of turns very well. Go back from double judging. How'd that go? Why? Why? Why, opponent? Why does your Thalia need vigilance? I'm just gonna like cast a 19 power haster? And the port's fine. Yeah, we're dead. I think my opponent definitely could have just like made sure I was not going to win that game, but it gave me outs, but we did not find them. If we had drawn a land on the turn that we cast the Flickerwisp there, I think we might have been able to do something, because we would have been able to untap with actually more action, or being able to at least like bounce their Thalia. I guess bounce Thalia doesn't work because they do have the Violon too. I mean, bouncing the Thalia does work because they played like, so use Ballista counter on his Flicker or what have. So like earlier, like at a different point in that game, my opponent had a Ballista on 2 and a Vial on 3, and I had a Stoneforge Mystic, and I casted my own Ballista on 2. And then, at the end of my turn, he Violed in Flickerwisp and targeted my Walking Ballista, and I just opted to kill the Flickerwisp, and thinking that I wanted to like keep some sort of board presence, and I had a Recruiter to like go find an answer for his Ballista. But as someone put in chat pointed out, if I had just pinged the Ballista once first, then my opponent's Ballista can no longer kill my Stoneforge Mystic. Because if they in response ping down my Stoneforge, I can use the second counter to kill their Flickerwisp, and now we both have empty boards. If they let the damage resolve first, I can use the second ping on their Ballista again, and then they can't use both of their Ballista counters, because the Ballista will die to state-based actions after their first activation. So either way, I either get to have an empty board, which is great, or a board of Stoneforge versus Flickerwisp, which is way better than a board of Stoneforge versus a Walking Ballista. I hope that all made sense. It's kind of hard to think about without visualizing, or without like being able to actually see the board state, but that's essentially how we fucked up. Ballista v Ballista math is just really weird. Captain Slowplay didn't slowplay. We're in any super tricky judge calls. That's cool. Judging's nice when like you don't have to make like the really weird stuff. All right, I'm glad it makes sense at least. But yeah, definitely learn something new every game. Let's see, it kind of sucks, but Vial's really good. I mean, it kind of sucks because we have bad Clone Opener, but other than that, it sounds perfectly acceptable. Judgment's really good. Recruiter's really good. For the record, I didn't judge 2 events at one. Oh, jeez. That sounds rough. Don't they give you like free stuff to judge? Well, it's not exactly free stuff to judge. It's like payment at that point, right? You're providing them a service, and they're providing you stuff in exchange. We have Judgment at worst. At best, we just like have different answers for this card. The real question is, should he have flickered then? Oh, that's also fair, I suppose. Maybe my opponent didn't see the line either, which is... we can just revoke this, which is a lot better. I don't think I just want to cast Revoker here. So there's a chance I do. I could next turn just Recruiter, Vial, and Stoneforge Mystic. I guess I will. This week you might be triple judging. Good luck, dude. If they spend their whole turn porting the guy with an Aether Vial in play, I'm perfectly happy with that exchange. No blocks. You got me. 1 damage has been dealt. Yeah, it looks like their turn 2 plan is port me, which is great. Also, I don't know why they wanted to trade 1 damage for 2 damage here. Can someone explain to me what a Force of Will draft is? Isn't Force of Will just like a different TCG, Life is Bowling? There's a TCG called Force of Will, which is confusing because there's a Magic card called Force of Will. I'm gonna like Flicker Wisp my Vial and plow that. Sure. Not terribly upset about that. Opponent should realize that 2 is more than 1 after this turn. Did you like port me again? Because just please. Respecting the Vial on 2, that's fair. Yeah, there's actually there's a TCG called Force of Will. I usually don't like fuck around with my Vials like that because I'm lazy, especially on Moto, but sometimes you just gotta put the fear of God in your opponent. Deal. Going to grab a Flicker Wisp, and then I think I'm going to grab a Stoneforge. My opponent does have 5 cards in hand. There's a chance my Stoneforge isn't even good enough. It depends on what they do. I get to like wait until my end step. This is worse against Containment Priest, but I don't think they're supposed to board in Containment. Like people typically board in Containment Priest in this matchup. And I'd rather give myself the option of like taking this whole turn to decide on what I want to tutor for. I'm gonna be really salty if they do Containment Priest me. They're just recruiting themselves. I bring in Priest. I think it's like pretty wrong. Because Priest can easily backfire because your opponent just also has Flicker Wisps in their deck. What does chat think? Should I watch wrestling and TNT being played or just TNT? Hey, whatever floats your boat, Lasco. Whatever you want to wind down to in an evening. Opponent just has double Mom for some reason. I don't hate just like planning on Stoneforging here, especially because we have this Batter Skull in our hands too. Although I also don't hate just walking ballisting down both my opponent's Stoneforge Mystics. But after that, we don't have like we don't have anything else. We don't have any more action. D&T versus D&T versus D&T is like a really gross matchup. Often, I think we're gonna grab Stoneforge. There's just like so many games that are just non-games, but there's a subset of Death and Taxes mirror matches that are like very skill intensive and cool to play. So we're just gonna Stoneforge, Vial, Mom. What's the worst mirror to play? I imagine the mono red prison mirror is not fun. If I had to hazard a guess. Especially like game 1 of the mono red prison mirror. How does that end? I think it's like the first person that resolves a Chandra Torture Defiance. Or like gets a Goblin Rabblemaster going unanswered for a little bit. Merfolk Mirror with the Charbelcher Mirror. The Charbelcher Mirror is probably a fine mirror just because like one of you is dead very quickly. Yeah, because they can't even Fiery Confluence Planeswalkers anymore, can they? We have Council Judgment. This is fine. Reanimator Mirror, yeah. I meant like the Turbo Depths Mirror maybe, because you can't like play out your Dark Depths. Your opponent has the Thespian stage in play. I need to play faster. I have another game to win after this. Oh, that's a good draw. Goodbye, Phyrexian Revoker. You've been voted off the island. Chance I'm supposed to be saving this Wisp to play around like my opponent naturally having a GT. Or at this point, plan 6 and just Stoneforge. Just GT equip. Wreck me. At least have a Wisp, sure. They can operate at instant speed, though. Besides, like, obviously casting their Swords Splashers and stuff, they can't, like, tutor up nearly as relevant things. It'd be nice if the triggers worked properly, they could, or not properly, if the triggers worked differently, they could, like, have tutored a Containment Priest there and just, like, blow me the fuck out. That's definitely not how they work. What does my opponent grab? Like Leonin Relic Order, maybe? It doesn't matter, though, because we have this Wisp. Oh, they do have Containment Priest. Alright, good to know. That I need to be playing around that card. Alright, so step 1, we're going to try and pro-ed a Wisp to see if it works. Sorry, I'm not reading chat a lot right now, because I'm kind of focused in on trying to win this game in time. Tap file on one as a bluff. That's fair, I could have, but I think I'm not. And could have like tried to incentivize them to do it, but they don't even flash in the Wisp. Oh yeah, because if they flash in the Wisp, they weaponize my Flicker Wisp. Which is why, again, why I don't like Containment Priest in this mirror match. Because my Containment Priest, or my Flicker Wisps are now Vindicates if my opponent flashes in their Priest. Yeah, that's fine. Pro White is not pro GT. If they like have something to equip here. Activate bomb. Give my flickers per weight. Resolves. Okay, I'll concede. Alright, so notably, gotta play around my opponent's containment priests, because some people do like to brim priest. I'm not one of those people. But it is good to know that I shouldn't be getting greedy on my Recruit of the Guard flickers. Just do them in second main rather than an end step if I can try to play around it. 8.5 it can't be. It didn't have one in play. We're fine. If he puts one on the stack, I'll kill the wisp. This hand's fine. We got Ballista, Plow, Stoneforge. Just good hand. Hopefully we lead with Mom and not with Vile. Plow Mom easy. Man, person who has the Vile is just so much more ahead of the person that doesn't have the Vile in this matchup. Well, we still have a very solid hand. Multiple removal spells. The issue is that I don't want to tap out on turn 2. I guess maybe it's okay to tap out on turn 2 because we have Ballista to take care of a Mom if need be. Yeah, I hate Priest in the Mirror. But some people don't. I kind of want to draw more non-basic or more basics now. Oh, never mind. We're just gonna play Vile and leave up Plow now. We're pretty behind on my opponent's Vile, but I think I'd rather develop this, especially considering my opponent's hand could possibly mana deny me if they have like a port or another wasteland after this one. This just lets me plow a Mom if they have one as well. Okay, opponent. Isolate. Not exactly my favorite card in D&T sideboards. In fact, I think it is very bad. But my opponent got me good. I guess. I got wrecked. But yes, this is why we wanted to do this as well. Now we get F6 too. You can always file in Ballista. File in Ballista in response to Isolate, get him. Yep. Opponent is just gonna like aggressively wasteland me. Doesn't have another land though, which is very nice. Yeah, if it said like 1 or 0 non-land permanent, then it might be worth playing. But the fact that it's only one, yeah, exactly. If it was 1 or less non-land permanent, I'd be more on board with the card. I don't even know if it would be playable then, but I would be more on board with it. Yeah, Plow and Stoneforge isn't exactly good for my opponent. I'll take it. Opponent's a second land drop. Not great for me. At least it's not like a port or a second wasteland. What's this? Recruiter for Stoneforge, maybe? Yeah. Grabs their own GTA land, please. Alright. I think I just want to flicker their Vile. We don't really have any other better plays here. Just like slow their Vile mana production down. They only have 2 lands, so. And this just gets me a flyer in play. If I draw a 4th land, we can like GTA equip. I think I just have to go for it. My opponent needs a removal spell, and that means they can't like put in the GTA this turn. So I think I'm just gonna play GTA and just swing for the. Just fucking go for it. Just Hail Mary this. Hey, we did it! We connected with the GT. So yeah, they put in the batter skull, sure. They don't have enough lands to play and equip the GT to that, so that's fine. Killing the Stoneforge doesn't really do a lot here, besides forces them to put in the GT. 1-drop. Mom is fine. We can always just ping it off if we need to. They just cast their GT? Sure. Means I can Council Judgment it now. Yeah, this is fine. I think I actually want to ping off this Mom here in case my opponent has Sarah Avenger in their deck or something. What's up, Cyrus? Good games today. So now we can Judgment the GT away. We can plow like this Germ if we want to. I like to Chalice on 0, fine. Yeah, that was definitely a consideration. But Chalice on 0 feels like it's typically pretty strong because it does hurt the Infernal Tutor a lot. So I felt okay going for it. 1 is much better, but you have plenty of 2. Oh, I guess that's fair. 1 turns off a lot more stuff and turns off cantrips into answers. During that game too, did you just like keep a 6 that needed to scry into something, or did the Chalice actually do something? I need the validation that my Chalice was good. Lost 5 match, getting turn 1 by Black Art by Black Red through Surgical. That's rough. Oh no! Dang it, my Chalice did nothing. I was really hoping it was just some like Lotus Petal turn 1 kill or some nonsense that just needed like scry out of 1 card to the top. I think we are. I probably should have killed this Recruiter before they had like Wisp up, but I want to take this off the board. Yeah, Chalice is basically the scariest. Yeah, definitely. I like Chalice a lot more than Ethersworn right now. Just the innovation that it makes you have faster hit against the Storm decks and also have a card that's better like in the fair matchups like Miracles. That should be because of you and Phil. Yeah, it's starting to catch on. Not everyone's in on it yet, but it's definitely starting to pick up. Mom, sure. Playing White Trash. Yeah, White Trash has been actually like weirdly okay so far. I've only streamed it twice. I 4-1 both times. It's like not horrible. I think I'm gonna stream it again tomorrow, but I'm mostly planning to play it because I got my second buy for Legacy, so I was gonna jam like those last chance buy qualifiers, but that didn't. I have my second buy, so now I don't get any, so I can't get more. So I was like, I might as well just play in the Vintage event. Expect you to cash Vintage. I'll try. I don't make any promises. Vintage is a very scary and confusing format for me. Alright, we've got to like trigger this GT 3 times. My opponent's pretty dead. We're also just going to play a Ballista for 3 here. Do you have any questions? I don't know why. Yeah, I imagine not a lot of people know white trash super well, but I'm starting to get used to the format a little bit. Yeah, Ballista's real mean here. I mean, I think we could just win with a ham sandwich at this point with just this Flick Wisp on with a GT on it. But yeah, Ballista. The only reason I lost game 1 is because I fucked up Ballista math in the Ballista fighting mirror. Alright, there's no 3 mana Pithing Needle, so yeah, I assumed it was a Wisp. Because they hesitated when I pinged their thing last time. So now we just use the Ballista to kill all their stuff. You just get to keep a bunch of GT counters. And now we can like plow this Germ with less fear. Yeah, 2 GTs. We're even like still beating out Leon and Relic Order because we have the Swords of Plowshares. Trying to test vintage. Oh yeah, for sure. I've streamed it a couple times and sometimes it's really awkward. I'm just sitting there for like 5 minutes being like, hopefully this fires. I tried. So I usually stream at night, which seems to get like slightly better vintage results. But I did a stream, or I didn't do a stream, but I played a league in the morning one time and just I sat in a queue for like 15 minutes. I'm in St. Louis. So yeah, we're at like 6 life, but we have a GTA. We're totally fine. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. Ballista for 1, sure. This does eat 2 of my GTA counters if I try to take it off the board. Which I guess I should take it off the board on my own turn, because I'm going to pump my Flicker Wisp then. So it's probably fine. So 1 tap first. Ooh, Crusader just bricks this Germ now. Nice. Ping the Ballista. Now we pump the Wisp. I don't even have to plow this Germ anymore. They need 2 lands. I could. Yeah, there's a chance I could have just like left it in play. 6 is. Yeah, we're obviously at the lower life total, so we're losing. We both only have 1 card in hand too, so it's not like I'm even up on cards that much. Yeah, lower time. We're just losing by all accounts, guys. I don't know how we're ever gonna win this game. Nice. Good draws. You can do a GTA up this Crusader next turn too and just demolish their life. Sometimes they forget the Germ's black. Oh, I guess that opponent didn't. Alright, well, time to demolish their life. GTA up the old Crusader here. Yeah, we've connected with GTA like 4 or 5 times. That's what's happened to all their cards. Is this just lethal? I have 3 counters on this. I can pump it to 4, 6, 8, 16, so yeah, sure. I think I'm just going to pump it twice here to play around a Wisp, right? This is 9, and then I can deal 10 after first strike damage. I'm going to deal Exaxes here. I would not pump all the way first. Yeah. We're going to leave like the 1 counter on in case their last card is Flicker Wisp, because we still need to deal exact lethal here. If they have Flicker Wisp to flicker my GTA, I'd much rather have a counter on it to like just ping off the Wisp. So they just still only have this Batter Skull in play, which we can just deal with Plow. Cyrus, you're my only loss. Grr. Death and Taxes. 29 games. We lost game 1, won games 2 and 3. Yeah, the getting turn 1 against Ant is always disheartening as a Death and Taxes player. It's like, man, this is why I like the Ant matchup more than Test, because this doesn't happen as often. Oh, my final boss is 4-0. Oh, man. This hand is fine. I hate having Pattern Skull in my opener, but, like, Violet Athalia is definitely hard to pass up. Cloud Post. That's, I don't think that's the matchup I want to play against. I mean, this is the matchup we have Cataclysms in the board for as well, I suppose. Yeah, Mom, not gonna do a lot against Cloud Post. I mean, neither is Thalia. Revoker might do a little bit. You know, revoke, like, Candelabras if they're on Green Post. They might be on Eldrazi Post. You can sort of Revoker stuff there. Endbringers. What else have you? Ugins, I guess. They sometimes have, like, a 1-up Ugin. I'm sure they have other activated abilities. 3 mana. Oh, yeah, you can revoke that too, I guess. Oh, or that. That seems like a much better revoker target. Not gonna lie. I don't know how much interaction this deck plays, like, post-plays main deck. I don't think it's a lot besides Ballista and, like, Endbringer to be able to kill a Revoker. It now has 7 mana next turn. Oh, jeez. That's scary. They just have, like, almost certainly did. Yeah. They got a lot of mana. We don't really have any super good answers to their stuff. Imagine as soon as they just, like, cast a Ugin next turn, we're real fucked. We need to draw, like, a second Revoker for these Grim Monoliths. Port and or Wasteland wouldn't be the actual worst, but it would be, like, not good. I guess Wasteland would be much better. Not more moms. Don't want more moms. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 mana. They can, like, Ulamog me. That's pretty good. You can Ugin me with 2 mana up. That's also pretty good. They have some pretty good options here. I'm just gonna cast Athalia. Hope to God their hand is just no payoffs besides this Ballista. I don't like attacking, because if they can, like, trade if they have a second Ballista in their hand, I don't think the 2 damage is super worth. We're very likely just completely boned. Ooh, I have Ugin. That lets them have a lot of cards. Like, we can just cast an Ulamog next turn. They might just be at, like, fucking Emrakul next turn. Unless we draw a Wasteland. I suppose I could, Recruiter or... No, Revoker doesn't work, because they're gonna... They don't need this Grim Monolith, because they'll have 7... I guess they'll only have 9 mana? We can only try. If we draw a land, we could also, like, Flicker Wisp. I don't know what that would do. Flickers could stall them from making an Ulamog for, like, exactly one turn. It's like nothing else in my deck that's super relevant here. Did you, like, Crocus it a bunch? And then just, like, didn't find a Wasteland in your deck to Wasteland your own thing? So if I don't do anything, my opponent's just gonna Ulamog me, right? But if I recruit for Wisp and Wisp out a Cloud Post for a turn, they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They'll be like a Soul Land away from Ulamog. I mean, I guess. I don't know what our plan is to beat the Ulamog after, like, a turn of Wisp and Prey, but... I pass priority because they have to activate this eye. Yeah, they find an Ulamog. We need them to not have any lands, and then also we need to just, like, chain off some Flicker Wisps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they can do. Wait, did I count this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think I did count this. Don't think they can Ula me, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they're one off. Oh, All's Dust. That's pretty good. They're one extra on All's Dust. Yeah, Wisp, you can also see what they exile. And grab Jailer. And then Jailer it? But then they're just, like, activating Zaiboon every turn. We're very dead. So that all of Dust means that none of my decisions matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess they still can't cast Ulamog, right? Which we did in fact draw Wasteland, but they also just all dusted me, which would not have been great even with a Flicker Wisp in hand, but oh, well, they found the Soul Land. You got me. You got me, opponent. Yeah, game one's definitely not pretty, especially with Grim Monolith hands. I don't even know if I enjoy bringing in Path against the post versions. I like Relic Order, I like Council's Judgment, and I really like Cataclysm. Oh man, I'm not prepared for sideboarding for this matchup. I don't know what I'm doing at all. Ballista's probably pretty bad. Just very slow, doesn't actually ping anything. So, I'm lost in this matchup, as am I. I definitely don't have a lot of experience in the post matchup. The only cards I'd consider are, like, these guys. Spirit Keeper's nice against exactly Allah's Dust. Yeah, I don't like Surgical against Eldrazi Post just because they have so many other Soul Lands. I like it good enough against normal, like, green 12 Post. I think it's pretty bad against Eldrazi Post, though. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't hate Path just because they can still just, like, Thought Not Reality Smasher you out of games, which definitely can happen sometimes. And, like, answering Endbringers and stuff is just very important. Yeah, I think we're bringing in Paths. I think we're cutting Prelate, which just, like, only tags All's Dust / Ugin. It's just pretty not great at that. Probably cut Jite. Yeah. Not sure they play Smasher. Maybe they don't play Smasher. I don't know. They play like Thought-Knots and Endbringers and stuff that you need to. Yeah, Endbringer just by itself is very hard to beat. Do I want Howl's Spirit Keeper? And if so, do I want another Howl's Spirit Keeper? And do I want Recruiter of the Guard? Recruiter of the Guard's very slow, but they can find you like some of your useful tools. Yeah, I was thinking that Thalia might be bad. Like, shave Thalias for like more miserable 3-drops. This feels okay. I don't mind GTA. I definitely don't love GTA. It's the worst. It's the equipment I'm tutoring before last, like every time. I think configuration like this isn't horrible. Howl's Spirit Keeper kind of sucks. Good against specifically all is Dust. But, like, so is Recruiter. Or so is Prelate, I mean. I wonder if we'll just, like, snap off this hand. Just because I have Vial and Cataclysm and just bank on drawing a creature at some point. We're gonna snap off this hand. Cataclysm's really good against the post-X. We have Port and we have Plow to slow them down to get to this Cataclysm and hopefully find a guy to clock. I could buy just boarding out all the Thalias. Chalice, Spyglass, alright, well, that makes my Aether Vial plus Cataclysm plan worse. Now we just need a threat in play and then cast Cataclysm. Yeah, we're not just like Stone Dead to a TKS, because we can at least plow it, but they do get to kill my Cataclysm. We can just like port this, untap. Next turn, like port it plus leave up plow or something. Depending on if we actually find a spell to cast. Sorcerer's Spyglass is real rude. They're on a pretty slow hand, land-wise, but so are we. We could cast Wisp here. Or the following turn I could cast Wisp plus Port. Like, if they don't have any, like, Cloud Posts or anything, they can, like, just keep porting. Next turn, if they have, like, more not soul lands, we can Wisp into Port. But there's an argument that I might just need a clock on the table. Oh shit, never mind. My opponent doesn't have more land drops. Fuck yes. Not sure. I think I just need to revoke Walking Ballista so I don't get super punished by it. Drop Revoker keyboarding. I kind of wanted the extra power on play, but there's a chance I wanted a Revoker just in case they hit, like, land Ballista. Oof. Alright, this is starting to get scarier. Gonna probably Cataclysm, not this turn, but the next one. I can keep Revoker and Wisp. And just because they're missing land drops, making them sack 2 lands seems real good. Judgment. That's not super good. Don't really need my Aether Vial right now. Just name Walking Ballista. I think I'm just gonna Cataclysm next turn. Unless we get, like, land Thought-Knotted. Grim Monolith is kind of something I was scared of. It's something I kind of want to name with Revoker, but Ballista was just gonna, like, wreck me so much harder. Now they get to take my Cataclysm, but I can just plow the Thought-Knot and keep going. They take the... Wait, Batterskull is what they took? They high? Don't know which Which match is more exciting, D&T versus Eldrazi or cat versus toy? Oh yeah, can you guys see the cat? The cat's running around in the background. What if I did the same? What, take the only uncastable spell out of my hand? When I have 2 answers for a Thought Knot and a double Stone Rain? I don't love that play. They're at 14. I think I'm tempted to, like, I feel like pathing is getting greedy, though. Path and, like, try to Cataclysm them. Give them an extra land to Cataclysm away later. There's a chance I could just not Cataclysm this turn. That seems exceptionally greedy. I could just untap and plow this Thought Knot after. Keeping a Plains. They keep Ancient Tomb. Yeah, I actually don't hate waiting another turn. It feels a little bit greedy, but not like super greedy. Are the artifact lands banned Legacy? They're not Life is Bowling. Feel free to play artifact lands to your heart's content. Think they can rebuild from here? I mean, they're not guaranteed to hit any land drops. They're untapping their Monolith, which is the one punish that I could think of here, but I don't know how much I'm scared of them untapping their Monolith. They can play another 4-drop, like another Thought Knot, maybe. I'm just gonna wait here. I think they're gonna take the Cataclysm. And if they do, I just definitely don't want to Path or really Plow. If they take the Path, I'm probably gonna like Plow and tap Cataclysm or something. I'm just gonna let this resolve though. Find out what they take. They have to take Cataclysm here. They'd be insane not to. They're just super dead to my Flicker Wisp otherwise. What are they doing? Are they high? Do they, like, not know what Cataclysm does? Reading the card explains the card, question mark? Alright, well, I guess I'm Cataclysming now. Take it removals while you just Cataclysm. Yeah, and then I get to more mind games. Is losing the game? I guess that is, like, kind of a mind game, right? Yeah. Just casting Cataclysm just free kills a Thought Knot. I don't even know if I want to kill the Thought Knot, though. I almost want to keep the Port instead. Just to, like, try to port them down. Maybe we'll Misa Plains. Yeah, I mean, they're at 6. They're just dead in 2 turns with this Wisp. I don't care about this. I'd rather keep a Port to try to keep them off of stuff. Oh, no, I forgot. I have 6. I could have played this Schadenport. Oh, well. Probably not a punish. They just concede. Yeah, like, you're just gonna snap concede to the Cataclysm? Maybe you should take it with your second Thought Knot Seer. How do we get this for the game? Somehow we get to result. Yeah, like, I think, like, it was a little bit of a punish on not casting the Cataclysm that turn. I'm not sure if that was right or wrong. Like, after the first Thought Knot. But, like, they definitely should have taken the Cataclysm off that second Thought Knot Seer. I have no idea what they were thinking. So I could see, like, just cutting all my Thalias, just because they're pretty miserable, especially on the draw. They can just accelerate out most of their fast mana tools earlier. Like, what would I bring it back in, though? Like, the Jite and something else shitty? Probably don't really want to do that. Like, I don't love Thalia, but I also, like, don't love most of the cards sitting there in my sideboard. I can buy that Jite might be better than Athalia in the deck. Because sometimes you just have to, like, fight the Eldrazi Stompy hands like they had that game. This opponent's on a 4-0 game, huh? Maybe they're just trying to make it interesting. They just, like, really wanted me to win so they could go to game 3 and just, like, really play the... really roll the dice for that, that 5-0. They want to make themselves work for it. Fortunately, now we're on the draw against Eldrazi Post, which is really scary. We just need to, like, have Cataclysm again, and then have them not Thought Knot me, or Thought Knot me and just not take Cataclysm. This hand sucks. That's like almost. I keep just having Batterskull in my fucking openers. Alright, Snapkeep this hand. I don't think I want this. I don't have any white mana to do anything with the equipment. I mean, I could, like, just cast it, but I think I'm just going to be, like, porting and wastelanding a bunch. I think I'm going to bottom that. Try to find white mana, but, like, wasteland, port, pretty strong against, Eldrazi Stompy, typically. Gonna have a rough day if they have a turn 2 Thought Knot for my Plow. But other than that, I don't feel like I'm in the worst spot. I feel like I'm only mostly in a bad spot. Hopefully they just have, like, glitter. Ah, fuck. That 7 might be great because they'll snap TKS the Batterskull. That's fair. That's definitely fair. I'm gonna Rashad Port here. It leaves me vulnerable to a Thought Knot again, but they would have cast it here, and I'd rather just save Wasteland for hitting Cloud Posts and just port their 2 mana lands. They do get to name my Vial, or they name Port or Wasteland. Nope, they name the Vial. Judgment's not bad. I have no idea why they, like, TKS the Batterskull. Just, like, the only straight uncastable in my entire hand. And before they, like, had a Thought Knot the whole time. I just, like, just thought Sorcerer's Spyglass was a better play. Yeah, that's what I figured. Surprised they didn't import. I'm kind of surprised they didn't import or Wasteland. But I guess, like, they can't really... If they import, I can still, like, Wasteland and develop my Vial, so... I don't know. Oh, ho, ho, ho. We have a plan in place. I'd never want to see it unlock Vial, but I'd love to see councils with unlock ports. Maybe. I don't hate just Wasteland Eldrazi, like Wasteland Temple, Port Temple. Like, I kind of want to waste Ivugin, but I also hate wasting Ivugin because if they have a second Ivugin, it's just like the actual worst. And I think with Cataclysm in my hand, we can generally keep them off of the stage of the game where they're going to be activating this eye. And keeping the eye in play also makes it so that they can't cast non-Eldrazi. C. Newman, thanks for the host. I appreciate it. Welcome, viewers from C. Newman's stream. My name is XJ Cloud. We're playing some Death and Taxes. We're kind of winding down right now. This is our last game in our league, but hello to all the new viewers. I'm just gonna keep hoarding. My opponent's definitely taxed on lands. Next turn I can, like, cast Revoker on Ballista or something. You play Revoker pretty freely here and hold up swords in case they top deck Thought Knot. I don't know about free. I guess it is kind of free. They'd have to have, like, top deck Thought Knot and have another soul land, so maybe it was okay. I like just porting them until the end of time, but that's probably playing it a little safe. Alright, Spirit Keeper is something that I might cast just to clock them at some stage. I really want to name Grim Monolith, just in case. I also sent that on the turn. Oh, you sent that on the turn I wastelanded? That was a long time ago. I don't know about that. So I kind of want to Revoker Grim Monolith just in case, but I think Grim Monolith thing Walking Ballista is better, just Walking Ballista is just so fucking scary. Like, don't want to see that card ever. Opponent's a ways away from casting either. I think we're gonna name Walking Ballista. So we're at another point where my opponent is just not having land drops, so this Cataclysm could just function as a double Stone Rain and close out the game when I have like 1 or 2 threats in play. Relic Warder Aether Vial, a Relic Warder Sorceress Spyglass, Violin Spirit Keeper, Port Land. I don't really hate that line. One doesn't have more life anymore. Get out of here. Knocked him down to 19. How are they gonna win now? Just get a big clock into play. This could mean they could top deck a non-soul land and cast like a Thought Knot at this point. Nope. Now they're just super dead. Now we just have 7 power in play. Move to cleanup, huh? Not good for you. Discard like Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. Discard the Walking Ballista, nice. They concede, we did it! Victory is ours! 4-1 again. Although my opponent like actively tried to lose that that game 2 there, I guess. Cyrus, if you're still out there, you are the reason we 4-1. That was fun. Performed admirably. Like, notably, my graveyard hate choices didn't really matter. We didn't have it, still haven't played against, like, Dredge or anything. Red, Black, Ram Mirror. We played against 4-color Loam, but the recipe surgical distinction there is a little bit shakier than it is against something like Red, Black, or Dredge. But yeah, overall, I really like... They wanted to join you in 4... oh, that was it. They were like, alright, we'll just both be 4-1 instead of 5-0-3-2. I wanted to see the Cataclysm. I was probably just, like, never casting that Cataclysm unless my opponent hit running lands for, like, 2 or 3 turns. Because I just had double port. They already didn't have lands in play. As much as I wanted to Cataclysm them again, because Cataclysm is just a really busted Magic card. And Eldrazi Post, notably, is one of the main reasons that I really like Cataclysm right now, because those big post decks are rising up to the, like, they're coming back because of the dominance of stuff like Grixis and Miracles. You just go over the top with just a million gigantic threats and, like, eye moving out infinite bodies. Like, the green colorless posts are less common just because they're super expensive in paper, but also, Eldrazi Post doesn't play any reserveless cards. Some of the builds play City of Traders, but not all of them. But as far as I know, I think Eldrazi Post doesn't play any reserveless cards, so it's a deck that some people are considering trying to, like, buy into. Oh, we're dropping frames like mad. Hopefully. Well, we're running the stream right now, so it's okay. It's okay, computer. We'll stop streaming. But anyway. Yeah, Cataclysm is great, confirmed. Always, just play Cataclysm. Cataclysm's good. Gideon's fine, but Grim Monolith's reserve list doesn't have a foil? I mean, some cards have foils that are on the reserve list, but... List. Official reserve list policy. Control F. Grim Monolith. Yep, Grim Monolith is on the reserve list. Alright, well, I lied about that one, but most of the cards are on the reserve list. You need Grim Monoliths, I think, that's it, which are just phenomenally less expensive than City of Traders, unless I'm mistaken. I think they are still like 90 or 100 right now. They got bought out recently, because, you know, as you do on the reserve list. But yeah. One of my friends is actually trying to build Eldrazi Post right now as well. Who kind of hard to get into Legacy sometimes just because of the price barrier. But if you own like Eldrazi Tron and you buy Ancient Tombs and Grim Monoliths, it's not super hard to make that transition. Anyway, that's enough about that. Long story short, Cataclysm's great. Play Cataclysm. Cut your Gideons. Gideon's fine, but Death Shadow's kind of on the downtick. Cataclysm's better against Grixis. Cataclysm's better against Miracles. Cataclysm's better against these gigantic mana decks. And you don't really... There aren't as many Dread of Knights in the format, so you don't really need the Gideon Anthem to hedge as much against stuff like Death Shadow, which is already still a good matchup, so... that's my Cataclysm spiel. Play Cataclysms. Your sideboards will thank you. Anyway, that's going to be it today. We're going to find someone to host here. Host Yamakiller. Playing some Grixis Control. I've hosted him before, I think. Yeah, I followed him, but I don't remember what all he does. But playing Grixis Control, the enemy, but gotta support the other Legacy streamers. There aren't that many out there all the time. Usually they're like between 0 and like 4 online versus Modern, which had how many right now? Oh, Modern only has 3 according to like the MPG streams. Some people don't put Modern in their titles, but whatever. A lot of people are streaming Standard right now because of Arena. Anyway, I'm just going on and on. Play Mishra's Factory. We can talk about that later. Look at this deck. Tell me a card to cut for the Mishra's Factory, and I'll consider it. I think the answer is like Second Crusader, but then I feel like I'm not respecting Death Shadow. Yeah, Arena has definitely drawing in the viewership numbers, which is great. I love the fact that Arena exists. I'm just not a big Standard guy, so I'm not really on it. I'm gonna keep playing the formats that I love and the decks that I love, which is typically not Standard. If Arena ever transitions to Modern, I'll probably stream Arena. I'll play Modern on there. I don't have any particular like inclinations to play either of them. Anyway, that's gonna wrap up our stream today. Hope everybody hanging out had a lot of fun. If you want to support the channel, you want to see more Death and Taxes content, you can follow, subscribe, or donate. Follows are totally free. Help you know when I'm going live. Help other people find my content. Subscriptions get you a sweet Thalia emote and Thraben-themed subscription badge in the chat. And donations, I'd be more than happy to play a Death and Taxes deck list. You want me to play through a league? If you want to see a certain deck list that you have in mind or a certain color splash, Modern or Legacy, just talk to me beforehand. Other than that, you can subscribe to me on YouTube or follow me on Twitter. YouTube is where all my streams go after they're done being live, so there's a bunch of archived footage if you want to study up on a bunch of Death and Taxes there. And Twitter is when I post when I'm going live, other Magic content. That'll be it for today's stream. Tomorrow, I don't usually stream, but I will be streaming because I didn't stream yesterday. We'll be playing some vintage white trash, so if you want to see some vintage version of Death and Taxes, it's a very weird format that I'm not very familiar with, but it's a lot of fun. Streaming it because I'm going to be playing an Eternal Weekend, playing the vintage event as well. Anyway, I've been talking way too long, so we're going to just host Yamakiller here, and I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. See you guys later.